to the Let's Talk About podcast with me, your host, Moonby Johnson, and let's get into this episode. Hey y'all, and welcome to the Let's Talk About podcast. I'm Moonby Johnson, the host, if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. So welcome to season 2 of the Let's Talk About podcast. This is the first episode in 2023, and I decided to make this season 2, even though I haven't been going by seasons, but officially this is season 2. The new year, okay, let's start off with like a little what's going on in my life since the last time I uploaded. So the last episode was getting ready for the new year, how to make 2023 legendary. So I've been pretty much keeping up with all of my resolutions. I've been trying to do as much exercise as I can. I've been reading, I've been journaling, I've been keeping my room clean, which is a major improvement for me instead of having to do it all in one day and stuff like that. I feel like life is pretty good so far. Just like going back to school, like I'm excited to see my friends, and even though I have a lot of work coming up and I'm really making a lot of progress with doing my work ahead of time. So I feel like that's one good, like not one good thing, but those are multiple good things that are happening right now. I'm really excited for where 2023 is going to go with this podcast. I hope to have more collaborations. Just hope to grow the audience more. I love you guys though, the ones who listen, like you guys are the real ones. Getting into today's episode, we're going to be talking about SZA and SZAlations. And if you haven't heard about what SZAlations are, I'm going to explain that coming up. But SZA has been on my mind, pretty much everyone else's minds. Like, she is the hot topic. Her newest album, SOS, has been at the #1 spot for the past 4 weeks. And that's crazy. Like, congrats to her. Like, that's such a huge deal in terms of the world of music and just like even getting to that stage. Like, that album, I play that album every day basically. Whenever I get the chance, that's I can listen to it on repeat for hours and not get tired. If you know that the song Hours and Hours by Money Long, that is exactly what I feel. I could do this for hours and hours and hours. I could do this for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, I know I discussed this in my last episode, but SZA is having a concert too, actually, on March 4th and March 5th. March 5th is my birthday, and it would be so amazing if I could get a ticket to go to her concert. That would be the best birthday present ever. So currently I'm manifesting that. That's, been on my mind a lot lately. Fingers crossed I can go. Yeah, but I love all of her songs. I can't even choose like my favorite from the album because there's just so many good ones. She hits so many different genres within that one album that it's like, I don't know which one to choose. I love them all. There is this one lyric though in her song Kill Bill. That's the second song on her album. And one of the lyrics is, "I'd rather be in hell than alone." And I'm not sure I can relate to that one. I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok be like, "Are you okay, SZA?" I think I'd rather be alone. I just cannot participate in singing that one line, but everything else is fine. But going into the conversation of today, SZAlations, that word comes from SZA, her name, and revelations. So basically, people just put those two words together, made SZAlations, and what those are basically quotes or tweets that SZA has posted in the past, and they're really profound and deep and have such a truthful and relatable and deep message that other people can relate to. They really talk about confidence and self-love and just being proud of who you are and accepting yourself. So I thought it would be such a great idea to talk about this on the podcast because that's what this podcast is all about, just being the best version of yourself, confidence, self-love, all of that stuff. And SZA, she's already doing that. I feel like SZA has always been that girl, and she's always like, I don't know, she's super successful. She's beautiful. She is really just doing her own thing. And being that she's doing her own thing, even including all of these genres in one album, like she's so creative. She is so deep, and she's such a great singer that she can put such deep messages into beautiful harmonies and ad libs and lyrics, that people just really gravitate towards. And she definitely has a way with words. One thing about me is like when I listen to any type of music, whether that's Ariana Grande or Jack Harlow or her, who's in the background, or just like anyone, I pay attention to lyrics. I like to classify myself as a lyricist, but I'll listen to the music, but what really captivates me is the lyrics and just paying attention to the messages that the artists are trying to share. Because I feel like there's a lot of power within the words that you say or you decide to share. SZA's words are very powerful. And I think it would be a good idea to just share some of my favorite SZAlations. So one of my favorites is where she says, "Your fear of looking stupid is holding you back." And I really, really like this one because so many people are afraid to do what they want to do, what they're passionate about, because of how they're going to look in someone else's eyes or how others are going to perceive them. But they could have this really great idea, this really good um, platform, this really good product that they make, and they're afraid to share it with the rest of the world because they think that people are gonna think that they're stupid or that that's not a good idea. Why are they doing that? They just want attention, stuff like that. But if you solely rely on what other people have to think about you, you're just holding yourself back, holding back your potential and possibly your very good success. People can say harmful words to you that discourage you, or people can give you dirty looks or, whatever. But in reality, they can't physically, I mean, they can, I hope they don't, but they can't physically hold you back. Like, they're really nothing. Those people that don't believe in you, they're probably just jealous, to be honest, if they are always putting you down for ideas that you have, but they can't hold you back. Your fear from them or from just how society might perceive you is what's going to hold you back. And I feel like we all need to get past like that point. Definitely I could have attested to this like when I was in 8th or ninth grade. Like I was super self-conscious. I didn't want to do things that would make other people think of me as weird or stupid or like, why is she doing that? She just wants attention. I definitely did not want to be seen as that in other people's eyes. But for me to go ahead and make this podcast, for me to have a YouTube channel, that brought me so far out of my comfort zone. And I had to get past my fear of, people thinking, oh, why, that's not a good idea. Like, why is she doing that? In order to do what I'm passionate about. I've always been passionate about making videos. I've always been passionate about being creative and sharing my creativity and using different outlets to share that my creativity. Um, I just had to get past that point of just being like, okay, these people don't matter in terms of in the long term of what I want to do and how this may open new doors for me. So I feel like we can all learn a valuable lesson from SZA's words. Your fear of looking stupid is holding you back because they are so true. The next one that I want to share is one that's super, super popular right now, which says, "Kill that urge to be chosen, choose yourself." And I feel like this one is also just so good because why wait around for someone else to choose you, whether that's in romantic relationships or friendships? You have yourself, and you are probably the person that you're gonna like the most, if anything. And I feel like we shouldn't wait for other people to choose us. We should be able to, you know, be the best version of ourselves and really be confident in ourselves and show ourselves love and choose to be there for ourselves. Um, because I mean, a lot of people in life you're not going to be able to rely on like you can rely on yourself. I'm not saying that people are bad. Like I have a lot of good friends that I know are so supportive of me, and I have my family, my mom and my dad, that are so supportive of me, and even other family members. And I'm not saying that you should just like block people out, but definitely hold yourself to a high standard. Don't lower your standards for other people. Um, you are a very important person, and I feel like people should realize that you are important. Choose to do things for yourself. Don't let other people. This kind of relates to the other one, but like don't um have other people's opinions hold you back, and you know don't wait around for someone to choose you. Take initiative, be proactive about things. Just doing things for yourself, I think is very important. Not being selfish and okay, you can be selfish, but not in a negative way. And I say this being that yes, you can take some time for yourself, and that's fine. Don't be selfish in the way that like you only think about yourself and you don't think about how your actions may affect others or anything like that. But it's good to be a little selfish sometimes, especially when you're looking out for yourself and protecting your energy, protecting that soul that's inside of you. Um, and I feel like this quote is very self-explanatory, but it's just something that I'm glad that she wrote a tweet about it and that so many people can relate to it. I feel like I should just read it one more time so that you guys can really feel the impact of this quote. Um, okay, ready? Kill that urge to be chosen, choose yourself. Like, tell me that's not like I could just end the podcast here. That tweet that should be my wallpaper. I should hang it up in my room. I feel like that it's just such an important message that I think people need to really take to heart, you know? Here's another one. Wanting to fit in and be liked is an infectious disease. Natural, though, like chicken pox. And this one was funny, yet also true. I feel like as humans, we have this tendency, we want to fit in. We don't want to be the outlier, the one that doesn't fit in the group, the one that is off doing their own thing. Because sometimes it's to be accepted, especially in places that you may feel like you're not accepted into. I definitely felt that when I uh, began going to the school that I'm in now because it is a predominantly white institution. Um, and at that point, there weren't a lot of Black kids. I think there were like only five in my grade. So, and this was in sixth grade. Now there are so many, and I'm glad that it has become more diverse through the years, because I feel like that definitely would have been something that made me a little bit more comfortable going into it. But I did want to fit in with the crowd, and I didn't necessarily fit in. I mean, I made my own groups of friends, stuff like that, but I didn't fit in with this wealthy private school life, and I wanted to be accepted. So I started to change myself, started to change the way that I dressed and the way that I acted. Now that's not a thing, but it definitely did affect me. And I feel like it affects everyone at some point in their life, but it is not I wouldn't suggest trying to fit in the sense that like you completely change yourself. I think it's good to like know the environment that you're going to be in and act accordingly, but not change yourself. And like she said, it's natural. She said it's natural, like chicken pox. Maybe we can use a different word. Another one is sometimes asking questions is disrespectful to your own intuition. You know what's going on. I'm not going to say the word that she used. Now act accordingly. And this is really true as well. I feel like a lot of people don't trust their not okay, I shouldn't speak for a lot of people. I feel like some people don't um trust their intuition. Like if you have a gut feeling about something, you probably are right. And this most times this is what happens to people. They have a feeling and then they start to question um that feeling and then they end up regretting not trusting their own intuition because if you feel some type of way about something and it's like a strong feeling and that you can sense like something is, maybe I'm right, I should listen to myself, do so. I can tell you there have been times where I didn't trust my own intuition and then that ended up like okay, an example of this is like if I knew the answer to a question in class, but I started to question myself, like, is that the right answer? And then someone else raises their hand and says exactly what's on my mind. Just trust yourself. I, I could have earned participation points for that. Um, that's something that I decided I wanted to stop doing because this was every time. I know the answer. Just raise your hand and say it. Um, yeah. So I feel like that's definitely something everyone can take, a little advice from. Okay, oh my God, this one right here. With all due respect, sometimes no respect is due. This one, ooh, the reason why I'm saying that this one is like it hits different, I'm just using all the scissor puns today. Okay, I don't want to come off like rude or anything by saying this, and this is not my intention. I respect my elders and I respect people who are older than me, and I have respect for everyone, even people who are my age mates or whatever. I have respect for everyone. But if you disrespect me, and it's not like a way that you're trying to give me advice or something, or you're just telling me a statement, it's being disrespectful. Whew, I'm still human. I have feelings, and if someone disrespects me when all I have been giving you is respect, that is something that I can't. And sometimes elders will do this. They will be disrespectful to you. And at least in my culture and my family, I've been taught not to talk back or, you know, stand up for myself when it comes to elders. But there's some times where it's just like, okay, you just crossed a line. That was disrespectful. I mean, to this day, I know I still can't say anything because I will not be following the cultural values that my family has instilled in me. But I just feel like, you know, watch what you're saying. And I feel like this should go for everyone. And when you're talking to somebody, just remember to have respect for them. Even if maybe you don't like what they're doing, say it in a respectful manner. I really stress respect because I want people, I want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. So I'm not going to talk down to you. I'm not going to, like I'm going to be respectful to you because I expect that that's going to be reciprocal. That's going to be reciprocated. I have respect for my parents. I have respect for my family members, cousins, aunts, friends. But I don't want other people to be disrespectful to me or anyone else. I feel like that just crosses a line and I can't do anything because I don't want to be yelled at. Um, but just have respect for one another. Mutual respect, please. Okay, this one I love. Especially because the last episode, I was talking about how you are the main character of your own life. And you not only are you the main character, you're the director, the stylist, the executive producer, but I also said something. I said, the casting director, you are the casting director and you have total control of who is in your life, um, in this life that you're creating for yourself, where you are the main character, you are also the casting director. And SZA said in this tweet from September 23rd, 2021, very important to surround yourself with people that see you fully. And this relates to what I was saying, is because you want to surround yourself with people who are supportive of you, who actually believe in you, who are valuable to, who are going to serve you in ways, whether that's love, whether that's friendship, whether that's loyalty, support, whatever it may be, and however they may be serving you in your life and the trajectory that you're on. I feel like it's so important to just watch who you have in your life, especially if maybe you have some friendships that are toxic or they're just not serving you and it's really just bringing you down. It's really important to have people that see you for who you are and are respectful to you and just want you to be the best version of yourself, which is what we're all aiming for. So that's why I thought that this quote was really important. Another one of the SZAlations is, some people gonna hate you regardless. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Some people some people gonna hate you for no reason and you gonna shine regardless. LMAO. Um, yeah, there are just haters out there. I mean, Taylor Swift said it best. The haters gonna hate. Oh wait, no. Have you heard the video of Priyanka Chopra? She's like, haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, roti's gonna rotate. I thought that was so funny. But apparently people didn't like when she said that. The roti is gonna rotate is that was funny. But yes, some people are just haters and mainly they're haters because they're not in your position where they're seeing you in success or just living your life and being happy. Some people just don't like to see other people being happy, which is okay. I mean, maybe you can try and be happier. I don't know if you can change the position that you are in your life, but don't hate on someone else for living their life and being happy. You don't have to bring other people down with you. That's why this podcast is, I made this podcast to uplift others. We're all in this journey together. And let's not hate on other people. Let's not be envious. Let's not be jealous. Let's work towards maybe what they're doing. If you see someone that is happy and living their life and you're like, oh, I wish I was living that life, why don't you start taking steps to be that girl, be the person who you have inside your head? I've talked about this before, but don't hate on others. That's really, hating on other people is not going to get you anywhere, to be honest. You're just going to be wasting your time and energy hating on someone else for no reason. Because if you think about it, all those people who um decide to write hate comments or just like drag people on the internet, don't you like, I feel like there's so many other things that you could be doing. You could be learning a new recipe, you could be learning how to crochet, you could be riding on a bike, but you decide to spend your energy, your life that is slowly, time is passing and we don't live forever, and you choose to spend moments just hating on other people for reasons you can't, like, for you can't, once you write that comment, like, I just wonder if people who do that, like, do you feel satisfied with what you've done? Because what if that person doesn't even see it? Then you wasted your time trying to come up with some clever hate comment and they don't even see it. I just don't hate on people. Let's not do that. Let's just leave that behind us. Let's try to be the best version of ourselves moving forward. Because no one likes haters. And on the topic of people hating on other people, I've watched the Harry and Meghan series on Netflix, and when Meghan was sharing that about all of the social media posts and comments that were extremely hateful, that it almost made her take her own life. Like all that stress of just trying to be perfect, but also at the same time, people just constantly saying these really cruel things about her. That was really saddening. Because people's words do have an impact on you. Yeah, it was really sad. And she shared this one comment that someone told her to put down her own child. Why would that ever come across in someone's mind? I don't get, I don't get, I can never be hateful to someone. And I'm glad that's a trait that I carry. Because that's just so mean. it's just beyond me. And telling someone to put down their own child, that is that really shook me when I was watching it. Yeah. So I think more of the story from this quote is don't hate on people. It's not nice. Let's just not do it. I think I have one more that I wanted to share. She says, one thing about me, I'm gonna do what I want for certain at all times. And I mean, I feel like this is the perfect way to end this episode. Do what you want. Go for that thing that you want to do. You have only one life. That's why people say YOLO. You only live once. So do that thing. Don't be afraid of doing that thing, whether it's speaking on a stage. I've had to do that so many times now that I kind of just prepare myself for it. I've put myself in positions. I auditioned for a choir, even though I'm nervous and when it comes to singing in front of people. When I had to audition, I had to go in front of my choir director currently. And I had to sing, and I was so nervous. My voice was shaking, but I wanted to sing in a choir so bad that my passion and my drive to be a part of that choir, I had to push that fear back. I had to just do what I wanted, and I got through with it. And I've been in the choir since 8th grade. So yeah. And it also just opens so many doors for you. Just do what you want. And if other people don't like you for it, well, too bad. I mean, really, they're not the ones who are gonna benefit from the success of whatever it is you're doing, whether it's you're taking a trip that you wanted to take or you're talking to that girl or boy that your friends were like, oh, why do you even like them? Like, do what you want. Like, this is your life. This is not anyone else's life. This is your life, and you can do absolutely whatever you want with it. No one can tell you otherwise. I mean, obviously, don't do bad things. Like, don't commit crimes. I would not suggest that. I don't think anyone listening would do that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I feel like that was the perfect way to end this episode. And I don't know if you guys like the video thing. It's a little bit weird for me, just to be talking and seeing myself talk. But if you guys do like this, I will continue to make more episodes like this. And if you like today's topic, that's also great. If you have suggestions of things that you want me to talk about, please feel free to let me know. And as always, I really love talking to you guys and just sharing my thoughts and opinions with you. But if you want to see more or be updated on what's going on with the podcast, you can always follow the Instagram at let's_talk_about podcast. And basically there I share motivational quotes. I share when episodes come out. I'm active on stories, or I'm trying to be really active on stories. I actually posted 2 stories today. I'm also doing reels, so like I'm doing it all. If you want more than just this, you can follow the Instagram. There's also Pinterest. So if you're a Pinterest girl like me, I'm definitely a Pinterest girl. You can go check that out as well. I think it's the same at I think it's the same handle, but I'll put it on the screen here if you're interested in that. Oh, there's also a TikTok. There's everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.